Yo, yo. Well, you look like you're ready. You sound like you're ready. You feel like you're ready. And even though the mic not ready. Yeah. And even. And even though the mic. And blood. Yo.
Walk with me, friends, as we dive into a moment that had the Jamaican internet buzzing. Opposition leader Mark Golding, also known as Marky G, had a little mic mishap that sparked widespread conversation on political image, colorism, and double standards. And I'm here to break it all down for you, both educational and entertaining. But before we plug in, please like, subscribe, and tap that notification bell. On this channel, we don't just repeat headlines, we dig deeper with Caribbean flavor and a few well-placed laughs. Jamaica. Opposition leader Mark Golding was caught on camera using profane language during his recent address at a People's National Party, PNP meeting in St. and Southwestern on Friday night, after a microphone malfunction interrupted his speech. Yes, nothing captures technical difficulties quite like muttering blood clot during a political address. It felt less like a Bob Marley moment and more like a frustrated DJ during soundcheck. The political leader encountered the technical issues as he received the microphone and began to greet and energize the eagerly awaiting crowd. He roused the crowd by asking the crowd if they were ready for him as he proceeded to mention his full three names. Are you ready for our man, Marky G, Mark Jefferson Golding? Not him rolling out his full government name like he was about to drop a dance hall track. Mark Jefferson Golding. Honestly sounds like it needs a rhythm and backup dancers. To which the crowd positively responded, noting that his microphone isn't working well. He began tapping it while speaking. Yow. Well, you look like you're ready. You sound like you're ready. You feel like you're ready. He was truly channeling dance hall MC energy. The only thing missing was a fog machine and some pyrotechnics. As he continued to struggle with the defective microphone trying to communicate with the crowd, Golding released a swear word under his breath. And even though the mic not ready, and even though the mic blood, there it was. That blood hit harder than some campaign speeches. To be fair, at least he didn't shout it directly into the mic. Although Jamaicans have ears like bats when it comes to drama, the Jamaican expletive blood clot has deep historical roots going back to colonial and African traditions. The term originally referred to menstrual cloths, or rags used to stop bleeding. Clot comes from the English word cloth, and blood is self-explanatory. In earlier times, menstrual cloths were taboo, and mentioning them was associated with shame, disrespect, or filth. So when someone called you a blood clot, it was like calling you something nasty and untouchable. Enslaved Africans on the plantations developed a coded language of resistance and expression, and over time, certain words, including blood clot, became a way of expressing anger, pain, or protest. It became one of the most offensive curses in Jamaican patois. Today, it's used for emphasis or as a catch-all curse word, depending on tone and context. But it still carries weight, especially in public or professional spaces. That's why when politicians like Mark Golding mutter it on stage, people take notice. The entire incident was filmed and widely spread across various social media channels, raising some discussions around the double standards that exist in political conduct and public decorum. And there's the heart of the issue, not just a slip up, but a question of consistency. Because just weeks ago, the PNP came down hard on a JLP member for a similar offense. Are the rules only strict when the other side breaks them? Golding issues apology. On Saturday at a PNP meeting in Clarendon, Golding addressed his supporters at the meeting. First, by pointing out that it was nice to have a good microphone system, as he proceeded to issue an apology for the words he spoke under his breath at the Friday night meeting in St. and Southwestern. It's nice to have a good mic. A touch of humor, a little deflection, a classic political move. Downplay, then pivot, noting that he never meant to disrespect or offend anyone. Neither did he mean for anyone to hear it, as he would never disrespect the Jamaican people. That may be so, but when you're holding a mic, even a faulty one, everything is fair game. Intent aside, impact is what people remember. The incident comes just after 2 weeks of a similar incident in Westmoreland where Jamaica Labour Party, JLP, Member of Parliament Everald Warmington faced harsh criticism for his explicit remarks during a JLP event on June 29th, shortly after Warmington issued a public apology. So we're seeing a pattern: slip-ups, apologies, and a public eager to see who gets held accountable and who gets a pass. The PNP General Secretary Dr. Dayton Campbell called for Warmington to be prosecuted for the incident and even asked for more appropriate conduct from public officials. At the time, Prime Minister Andrew Holness, the leader of the JLP, had reminded his party members of optional civility for the election campaign ahead of general elections expected by September. Optional civility is quite the phrase. That's like telling a student that attending class is optional and then wondering why the exam scores are low. As of now, the PNP leadership has not commented on Golding's microphone incident. Silence speaks volumes. When it's your own camp, it's suddenly harder to preach accountability. Now let's peel back another layer. Jamaica is over 90% Afro-descended, yet we've only had one dark-skinned prime minister in our modern political history, P.J. Patterson. Despite being a predominantly black country, we've consistently elected leaders who are lighter-skinned. And yes, this is a reflection of deep-rooted colorism that traces back to colonial times. We still see this today, from the popularity of skin bleaching products to the media's preference for fairer tones. And unfortunately, many voters still subconsciously equate light skin with leadership, success, or higher status, even when it doesn't reflect their own lived reality. So while we joke about Marky G's mic slip, there's a bigger story here. It's not just about one swear word, it's about who we forgive, who we exalt, and why. So what do you think? Was this a minor mishap, or a moment that reveals deeper issues in how we perceive our leaders? Drop a comment below. Should Mark Golding be held to the same standard as MP Warmington? Why do Jamaicans continue to vote overwhelmingly for light-skinned candidates, despite the country's African heritage? Hit like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell, because we go beyond headlines. We unpack the real Caribbean story. Till next time, test your mic, question the system, and stay informed, Caribbean family.